Why is this failure here? My mother's voice slices through the opulent ballroom like a blade, sharp, deliberate, designed to wound. The murmurs falter, champagne glasses pause midair, and eyes turn following the weight of her disgust. Across the room, my younger sister, Olivia, crosses her arms, her lips curling into a smirk. "You're not on the guest list," she announces, her voice loud enough to let the whispers begin. My father, Jonathan Bennet, doesn't flinch, doesn't acknowledge me, doesn't even look in my direction. He simply sips his drink, posture rigid, pretending I don't exist. I expected nothing less. I take a slow step forward, my heels clicking against the marble floor. The sound echoes, a countdown, a declaration, a warning. The Grand Bellevue Hotel, this temple of wealth and excess, was built for people like them. Not for the abandoned, not for the erased. But tonight I don't just exist. I own this moment. A ripple of unease spreads through the crowd. I can feel it in the way the guests shift, their champagne flutes tilting, their curiosity sharpening. They recognize the tension before they recognize me. And then I see it, the first real crack in their perfect facade. Not from my mother, not from Olivia, but from Ethan Calloway, Olivia's fiancé. His smirk vanishes in an instant. His entire body goes rigid. His fingers twitch, his throat bobs in a thick swallow, and suddenly he looks like he's seen a ghost. Interesting. I tilt my head, letting the silence stretch, letting them feel it, the weight of what's coming. And then, with quiet control, I say the words that send a ripple of dread through the room. "Do you really not know who I am?" The shift is immediate. The whispers rise, silk rustles against polished floors. Conversations fracture. I watch my mother's grip on her champagne glass tighten. I watch Olivia's confidence flicker for just a fraction of a second. They expect me to cower, to shrink, to be the same helpless girl they threw away. I smile, slow, deliberate, a blade sliding free of its sheath. "My name is Isabelle Bennet." And just like that, their perfect world begins to crumble. I still remember the cold, the way it crept into my bones, numbing my fingers, biting at my skin. But it wasn't just the wind that night, it was the weight of rejection, the crushing realization that I was truly alone. Jonathan Bennet, my father, stood in the doorway of our grand estate, arms crossed, face unreadable. Behind him, my mother, Eleanor, didn't even glance in my direction. She sipped her wine, staring past me like I was already gone. And then there was Olivia, the golden child, standing just behind them, wrapped in warmth, smirking like this was nothing more than a minor inconvenience. "You're a burden," my mother had said, her voice cool, detached. "A waste of time, a waste of money." I wanted to scream, to fight, to plead, but I already knew how this would end. "No buts, Isabella," my father cut in, his voice as cold as the night air. "You're an adult. Figure it out." And then the door shut. Just like that, I was erased. I remember staring at that door, waiting for it to open, for someone, anyone, to come after me. No one did. The wind howled through the empty streets as I clutched my coat tighter around me, my entire world reduced to the $17.28 in my pocket and the clothes on my back. For 3 nights I slept behind Rosie's diner, curled up near the dumpsters where the heat from the kitchen vents barely kept me from freezing. Hunger gnawed at me, exhaustion dragged my limbs down like lead. But I refused to break. Then, on the 4th morning, I was caught. Rita Dawson, the owner of the diner, stood over me, arms folded, her sharp eyes assessing me. "If you're going to loiter, you might as well make yourself useful," she said, tossing a broom at my feet. That was my first break. I scrubbed floors, washed dishes, worked double shifts without complaint. By the end of the month, Rita let me sleep on an old cot in the back storage room. By the end of the year, I had scraped together enough to enroll in community college. I didn't stop. I couldn't stop. At 20, I earned a full scholarship to a prestigious business program. At 23, I was interning at a fast-growing medical startup. At 27, I launched my own medical nutrition brand, a company that would disrupt the industry and make me millions. And the Bennets? They never knew, because they didn't deserve to. Olivia recovers first, of course. She tilts her chin up, that ever-present smirk twisting her lips. The golden child, so sure of her place in the world, so certain of her untouchability. She lets out a short, mocking laugh, loud enough for the nearby guests to hear. "God, Isabella, you just had to show up and embarrass yourself, didn't you?" She sneers, her voice dripping with condescension. "Still desperate for attention? I see you couldn't even make it through college, and now you're trying to— what? Crash my wedding and make a scene." I smile, slow, deliberate. "Oh," I muse, tilting my head. "Is that what they told you?" For the first time, I see the faintest flicker of uncertainty in her gaze. I reach into my clutch and pull out a neatly folded sheet of paper. I take my time unfolding it, letting the tension coil tight, letting the weight of the moment settle over her. Then I hold it up, just enough for Ethan, standing stiffly beside her, to see. His eyes move across the page. His face drains of color. "What is this?" His voice is quiet, but there's something dangerous underneath. Olivia shifts beside him, her fingers clenching. "Oh, please, she's making things up." "It's your academic record," I say smoothly. "The one that proves you never finished medical school." A murmur ripples through the nearby guests. Ethan doesn't move. He just keeps staring at the document, his jaw tightening, his fingers flexing at his sides. He knows it's real. Olivia laughs, a loud, performative laugh. She throws her head back as if this is the funniest thing she's ever heard. "This is pathetic," she scoffs. "You show up here with some fake paper and think you can ruin my wedding? Honestly, Isabella, I should be flattered. I mean, it's obvious you're just jealous." I step closer, my voice calm, measured. "If I'm so irrelevant," I murmur, "why do you look so nervous?" Her smirk flickers, just for a fraction of a second. But I see it, and so does Ethan.